Welcome to Focus on Teens. I'm Dr. Barbara Milton. Good to have you with us this beautiful Saturday afternoon in Jersey City, New Jersey. Today, I'd like to introduce you to a teenager named Indigo Hatcher. I had the pleasure of meeting Indigo a couple of years ago, and she's a fascinating young person who has quite a lot of good things to say about her educational journey at both Lincoln High School and New Jersey City University, where she's currently enrolled as a sophomore heading into her junior year. She has quite a lot to say about being a successful student athlete. She has a lot to say about how young people can be successful. She has a lot to say about what we as adults can do to help support teenagers who have dreams to become culinary chefs or physical education teachers. I'd like to introduce you all to Indigo Hatcher. Please take a listen.
Hi, I'm Indigo Hatcher.
And what are you a college student somewhere?
I'm a college student at New Jersey City University of Jersey City, New Jersey.
What year are you in?
I'm in my second year, about to go into my third year, which is my junior year.
Okay.
And I wanted to talk to you about my high school experience at Lincoln High School. At Lincoln High School, I was so interested in doing culinary, that's why I wanted to go to Lincoln instead of my nearby high school, Snyder High School. But the teachers there, once I stepped inside Lincoln, they were very cool. Besides culinary, I also took English classes that were required for every Lincoln High School, well, every Jersey City high school student had to pass. Math wasn't so hard for me. I enjoyed it, but English was like the toughest subject I always had to try to maintain. But science also, as of like biology, forensics, the subject or math in particular, the teachers were really, they weren't hard, but they were definitely making sure that we passed. With English, which I wish there was a little bit more, how can I say it? I'm trying to find a word. I'm sorry, Dr. Milton. I'm trying to find the best word for me to say how to, I can't say I wish it was a little bit more developed. With English, I struggled a lot, and I really didn't know much about grammar, even in grammar school. They wasn't so strict about the grammar, but I just wish they, I don't know, it's just like really tough for me to explain, because I learned how to write, definitely, but it was very different once I got into college. It's like I had to start in the beginning. But high school always, in Jersey City especially, they always concentrated on the HESPA. And I guess they wanted a specific percentage of amount of students to pass at each high school, because each high school had a different rating of testing. But instead of having numerous after-school programming, they made sure that we had to spend Saturdays going to like HESPA classes, and sometimes I look back at my high school years and think about what could have prepared me better for college English. And I received mostly B's, A's and B's in school. I was always a B average student. And I graduated, and I passed English without a problem. But once I attended college, it was a whole different ball game for me. besides the academics, sports was like my number one like thing that I look forward to. Through my high school years, I played softball, volleyball, and basketball, and it was constantly every year. That's what kind of kept me going in high school. The first sport that I played in high school was volleyball, my heart. And Coach Marte was like the best coach I ever had. And also my seventh grade teacher, and also my first volleyball coach, which is Coach DeSanzo. And I'll never forget those two coaches because they definitely inspired me into keeping up with volleyball and to help me keep going with my academics. And no matter what type of stress that I had, they always told me to just leave it out on the court. Just leave it out on the court. The second sport that I played was basketball. Coach Best, he is the best. And I adore Coach Best so much because he is very humorous, and he knows how to keep me pushing. He knows how to like make me work hard, but not in a negative way. Work hard where you can get through anything. And basketball was the biggest challenge for me because running up and down the court all the time wasn't my number one thing I love to do, but at the end of my senior year, it became something I love to do. And he made me realize that no matter how tough it gets, you can still keep going. Softball was the third sport, and when I got into high school, that was the first time I ever played softball. Coach Moriello, Coach Sharika, Coach Maslak, and also Coach Ferrero, they were very decent coaches. And since it was my first experience, I have learned a lot about softball, the mentality and the physical side of it. And I have grown so much that I have became stronger, not only in sports, but also in my academics and life in general. I've been through tough times where I thought I couldn't get through the day or through the game. But once my coach said, "Oh, Indy, you got this," and they tell me that they say this shit, "Let's go, Indigo, let's go, Indigo." It's like it gets me going. And one thing that we always use, it gets me pumping. It gives me the energy. You know what? I'm gonna get through this. Let me leave this to the side and let me just take it out on the field, no matter what's going on, no matter if we're losing or not, down by 20 or 40 points. I still kept pushing, still kept the energy up. So in 2011, I graduated out of Lincoln High School happily, and I felt great about it. But I got accepted into New Jersey City University, and the only school that accepted me, and I feel great that they did. And I started in summer 2011, and it was the summer 2 term of college. And I got accepted to the Opportunity Scholarship Program, which is OSP, and they helped me with my academics, and especially with my English. They helped me move up with my English. They helped me improve, and also with my math. And financially, they have helped me. So I have a full-term scholarship throughout the rest of my terms through the rest of my term of my academics at New Jersey City University. And they helped me get through my English courses. They knew that was a challenge for me. Ongoing tutoring through for the 2 years that I have been for the 2 years that I've been staying in New Jersey City University. They just want to make sure that every student had paths and there was a limit. If you did not complete the basic college level of English, you will either go on academic probation or get dismissed from the university.